I first visited this place back in probably January, and I tried something while I was here and I was astonished at the results that I got. So I'm back and I think you'll enjoy this. These places are wonderful for all kinds of photography. There's just so many things within them that are photographic. They just catch your eye. They've got shape, they've got form, they've got texture. There's all of these things. But what if you're not here to capture the shape and form? What if you're here for something different? This church is a little different from many in that it's pretty much flooded with light. It's a great place to do ICM. The bathing of this structure in light is one of the things that I found really attracted me to the potential of the place. The opportunities in these places are amazing because it's so strewn with light. You can create light streaks everywhere. And so long as you have a nice fluid motion, you can create some pretty astonishing looking images. So way back in January, kind of 5-ish months ago, the images that really got me at the time were these. And you might wonder what it is because, yeah, you look at it, you think it's something out of the Matrix of film or something, and it's not. It's very, very, well, I'm here. It came from here. And it's these windows. It's hard to believe how these windows produced that kind of image. But it's just this kind of motion. Heck, that's really all it is. It's a sweep of the body. That's slightly better there. It's a sweep of the body. Just getting these shapes here. Maybe if I come up and do it. Amazing images from such curious kind of origins. But almost any motion is pretty amazing. Just darken that ND down a bit so I get a longer shutter, or maybe not that long. Somewhere around there, 1.3 seconds. One thing that I would say is invaluable here is it's almost that you absolutely need one is a variable ND. So I have this KNF Concept one. This isn't a sponsored video. I bought this and I've used this quite a lot. It's quite a nice thing. It's also a circular polarizer, but I can change the level of ND adjustment on here by this slider, and because we can't control the light, I mean, whenever can we control the light in situations like this, but because there's so much light streaming in over here but so much less light here and such, so if I'm kind of working here and I need a slower shutter or a faster shutter, having that additional level of control really helps. And I'd say that almost anything is a subject in here, and there's so much to choose from, isn't there? But how about this hymn board up here? Don't go thinking that it's just intentional camera movement. There's nothing to stop you moving here. If you want some real motion, just walk with it. Zoom with your legs. Doesn't have to be big things that you apply this technique to either. Here we have the Bible, very large book. Create some really interesting movements, well not movements, but interesting shots from the movements on it. Just give it that pinpoint of light out the back there. All of these things are something you should just go out and try and experiment. It is just experimentation. Overall, we don't seem to have a great deal of ICM going on within buildings at all on YouTube, and indeed possibly the main kind of outlets for ICM on Facebook and the like, which does surprise me. Surely indoors is an ideal place to work ICM because, well, already there's lower levels of light giving you longer shutter speeds. Maybe it's just me. However, I was completely blown away by the initial shots I've got of those windows. Now, obviously, what I've shown you here are heavily post-processed, and most of us doing ICM would expect to do at least some post-processing, and a great deal of ICM involves a huge amount of post-processing. I very much subscribe to the idea that ICM is an art form, and therefore post-processing is part and parcel of the whole caboodle of ICM, and I won't shy away from really doing a great deal of post-processing ICM work. And therefore, doing these window shots and turning them into kind of, well, looking like TV screens really, is part and parcel of it, and I think it creates a really, really striking bit of imagery. One of the other things that really attracts me to ICM is my hit rate. It kind of just goes up because I've got this whole idea that ICM is something that we can work with later anyway. So unless you've really just not captured your subject on screen or in the frame, then most of the images you're going to shoot will have some kind of purpose later on when you get it into Lightroom and Photoshop, and I happen to use some other software as well, and I'll come on to that in a minute. Once you've established the kind of movement that works with a particular scene, you can just kind of keep going for it, because of course no two movements are going to be identical. Therefore, no two images are going to be identical. The other way of saying that, of course, is every image is going to be unique. If you'd like to learn more about matching ICM movements with particular subjects, there's a video up in the corner that you might want to go and watch. The uniqueness of the images gives a certain something to your ability to then kind of stack and layer these shots in something like Photoshop later on and doing some kind of blending. This is part and parcel of a great deal of ICM post-processing. It's the kind of work that created the radio waves type shot here, which is, after all, something shot within the church and post-processed later. It's actually the organ pipes. Most ecclesiastical buildings are going to be okay with you doing a bit of photography inside, but a bit of dancing around with the camera might not be quite what they have in mind. Certainly don't use flash, but of course if you're going to use flash, you've probably not quite got the idea of ICM, or you're incredibly advanced. But basically, I would not want you to go into one of these places and get collared by some great big security guard and saying, "Come here, Sonny, what is it you're up to?" And for you to say, "But Andy said it would be okay." Because, let me assure you, I'll deny everything and I'll delete this video.